Hello world, hello Zion, it's Prince Easy coming at you. And well, this is more like a end of the week update type of situation, right? So as usual, I do have a couple slides that I want to share with you. So let's get to them, right? So the most satanic pop artist to ever exist, right? I dare somebody to challenge me upon that. Has now the audacity, right? Well, shall see. Of course, they're still mad about the whole Israel thing, right? My guy here is really savage for this. He done put my Nvidia guy that as a whole priest, right? The reality is that most people are, really not willing to face, rather, is that we don't really understand how the tech works, right? Because everything has been segmented, right, and been put in small rooms that it is hard for us to actually view the whole thing as one entity, right? So here we are, right, in sheer confusion, right? This is that wilderness, right? That time of confusion, right? It's important, right? Because these are the times that people actually start asking questions and stop believing the narrative, right? Like this guy, the narrative and the illusion for him is done broken, right? Right? Of course, this is that new awakening, right? And this has mostly impacted Russia, right? Because me myself, the year I've been born, right, it's just a sweet spot, right? I enjoy the new things and the old things, right? And let me tell you this, right? Hollywood has done a good job towards the formation of the hatred towards the Russian, right? Especially the old movies, right? The old Hollywood, right? Every terrible thing perpetrated in the Americas is by the Russians, and that has caused the new phenomenon that we know today as the so-called Russophobia, right? But it's not really working out so well, right? Because people are now questioning everything, including their supposed default hatred for Russia and China, right? For different reasons, of course. Well, I'm gonna answer this, right? This is because somebody or some group of people, and they seem to be men, they are intimidated by masculinity, not only just masculinity, but melanated masculinity, right? And they have installed these gatekeepers, right, in the whole of industry as we know it. And they have just been basically humiliating black men left and right, right? Basically breaking them from inside so as they can be proper vessels for their agendas, right, or for destruction of the community, so to speak, right? And it's basically simple as that, right? And in the midst of that storm, I'm gonna tell you this, right? The people with the small hearts and the Pinocchio noses, if you catch my drift, they are the ones that are responsible for this whole situation, because they are the ones running Hollywood. Now you'd wonder, why would they be mad at Russia, for instance? Well, you need to look at Russia and the wealthy people before Putin came into the picture, right? This is conflict number one, right? Just an instigated one, right? I shall show you another one similar to this one, right? Right? This guy here, Right? This guy here, I don't like him very much. Right? This is number two, conflict number two, for no reason, right? And Pakistan has been yelling for like the whole entire week, right? He has been yelling nuclear, 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 nuclear. We are gonna nuke. We are gonna nuke. Is this world has gone nuts, right? The Indians were the first one to be used. Now they're using the Pakistanis, right? To, I don't know, keep the Indians in line. Well, that's not gonna pan out so great. Hmm? And of course, they say these supposed aliens are also melanated, right? Now all of these details that are supposedly coming out bring a lot of things into question. Have these people done made contact with these so-called extraterrestrials or what? What is this fuss about, really? Well, they're just preconditioning the masses, right? They don't tell you, they don't make movies for nothing, right? They're pre-programming something to happen. And of course, the most important aspect of that whole situation is how you receive, how you react to, say, provide a situation, right? Of course, CNN had to make this disappear, right? I got this from a brother. Let's just say that, right? Of course, yeah, like I said, right? All of that talk all over the past years about, them coming out here and saying we recognize Palestine and all of this, right? Like I said, they were just washing their hands so as they can do something stupid. And that something stupid is this one right here. Now they feel like they're on the right now, right? They feel like they're on the right to give ultimatums and stuff, right? You people of Germany and France, you need to rescue your own damn self, right? Because the alternative is worse. Let's just say that. Okay, I'm gonna just tell you this now. All right. Why can't you build bananas? All right. They are secretly hiding a chip. How can you secretly hide a chip? Right? Because at one point, a person given a circuit board and told to tell every function of the microchip seen on a said board, they would tell you. They are not able to. Yeah, just running on pride at this point, right? Pride and admission, like, yo, we don't know, so what we do about it? But nah, they rather not seem illiterate, right? They rather seem, I don't know, deep, right? This guy here, I have to call him out, right? He is an agent. He is a paid agent of the. You just need to look at his channel, right? He is an agent, right? He has the stupidest arguments. He's so far gone. I can't even, right? And of course, Gaia has us, right? Just newer and newer things being discovered under Gaza, apparently. Right? Sorry, the Giza. Yeah. Now you wonder what's the Frenchman doing over there. They called it national interests. Right? They are protecting their national interests by bleeding the black man. Okay. Right. Well, it's gonna be hard when you have what do they call them? Theoretical physicians, yeah? Theoretical physicists, right? Those ones. Them ones are the most popular and they are the ones running the show, right? To be honest, right? From Michio Kaku to Neil, all of them. They are the rock stars of what do they say? Science in general, right? Because they create intrigue, right? Is that the word? Intrigue and excitement, right? Yeah, bro, they didn't forgot to chop the nose off this fellow here, right? And of course, they have the Nyankole cow as a pendant. Well, what this guy did with the whole Aryan race supremacy and whatnot, we have these guys here, right? The Hodge twins, they call them. I have a tweet from them. You can look it up for yourself, right? They basically say they are tagging this Avril guy. I know your community is a whites only, but could you make an exception for two Negroes? We are not even full sub-Saharan. We are over 40% white. This is that hustle, right? That people getting paid to hate on Africa, to cause division on Africans everywhere in the world. My guy is upset, right? My guy is really, really upset, especially the media, right? The headlines that are coming out, just basically trying to trigger something inside Trump, you know. It's quite easy, to be honest, right? If you're full of yourself, right? You have a big ego. It's quite easy, you know. Even women who have big egos, it's quite easy to get to them. It's how you get to everybody with a big ego. You attack their ego, right? Because their ego exists to be reinforced by others, and when you attack it, they will seek to prove themselves, so to speak. Right? Now, it seems that that was not the case, right? Egos did not collide over there in Alaska, right? So it seems, right? We are yet to see, right? We are yet to see. I'm more of a results-based type of guy, but since the meeting has concluded, I can give my opinion, right? What I think is that Trump has been avoiding responsibility, right? Just like the leadership in the West, avoiding responsibility for everything, right? They have taught even their civilians to act like that, right? They are not concerned about what is happening in the Sahel, right? The French people, right? All of Europe, basically, right? Because the French sold the energy to everybody else, right? But that's not the point, right? Let's focus, right? And it's more like we have known from the beginning of this talk, right, that the biggest problem that we are going to have is the West, right? The biggest statements coming out of them, right? They do not want peace, right? So to speak, they don't want peace. Right? All they want to take is the demise of Russia, right? That's the only acceptable, I don't know, condition they are willing to accept, right? Now is the time, right? And I'm glad that the meeting went well, right? And now Trump is, you have to face now the reality that you have been avoiding all of these years, right? That you have to keep Europe in check, right? So you are their master, so to speak, right? It's your responsibility dealing with Ukraine, dealing with Israel, dealing with the West in general and their rhetoric of destruction. It's your responsibility. It's not Russia's responsibility. It's not China's responsibility. That's yours responsibility. And I'm going to see how that is going to be handled. All right? I'm going to see how that's going to be handled, because we have been sitting here and observing Russia being very consistent in its demands and all of that, right? And I would say the same thing for the West also, in their call for the destruction of Russia using any means possible. So yeah, we are going to find out, right? we are going to find out how that's going to play out. But all in all, Lindsey Graham here is not really happy. He's not really happy at all. You know? To round up the whole situation, we have this whole ordeal, right? Now Africa is calling for the world maps to be redrawn, right? The so-called projections, right? And for so long, racism has played a whole big part in this whole ordeal, right? It's the truth. It's racism, nothing else. It's just racism, right? And of course, just after the car manufacturer I talked about the last time, now we have Samsung here. Well, great. People are gonna learn from the tendencies and they're gonna, I don't know, migrate to other brands, right, that have no idiotic restrictions. These should have been in jail for a long time, right? They have been talking reckless the most, right? Even more than Netanyahu, right? These people have threatened to quit their roles in the government and collapse the government in general, right? The so-called fragile government of Zionism, if they do not stop, if they stop the killing, basically, right? They are the ones that have been calling for the starvation of the people over there. This and that witch, that lady witch over there, and Netanyahu also, right? If there is any form of peace situation, these four have to go. They have to leave that whole situation, right? They have to leave, right? They have to leave that whole region. Of course, the UK is continuing to do what it does, right? And Lamy and the other one, right? Just come out here and lie through their teeth. Washington is weighing if it should send more missiles to the Philippines. Right? My advice to the Philippines is this: have you seen Ukraine? It's gonna be worse for you. That's what you get when you become a proxy, right? What does the US security have to do with the Philippines? It has nothing to do with, these people are sick. This is a disease, right? These people are sick in their heads. They are. Right? There's no other way to like frame it, brothers and sisters. These people are sick. And their sickness is causing death all over the world. So they either go around seeking help or they're gonna get destroyed. It's just that time. Brothers and sisters, I cannot lie to you. Right? Right? Another whole situation America is in is deep in, right? Like, where do they even find the time, you know? Right? The Americans should wake up, you know. Their leaders do not really like them very much, you know. They don't really like them very much because they have realized that they don't really need you. They don't really need you for nothing. That's the reality, brothers and sisters. They don't really need you for nothing. So, I don't know. Maybe you show them that you have impact. You show them that you have impact. That's the only way. Or else, I don't know what's going to become of your future and whatnot. A pattern of behavior leads to an inevitable and well-established end. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go back and catch up on this live here. Right? I was watching this before I came up to this here recording. So, yeah. Prince Easy signing out. Love you. Bye.